Hello guys, welcome back to Diostomy. As you can see, I'm having a PJ day. I felt like having a complete lazy day, so here it is. Anyway, today is the Freestyle Libre unboxing, so I'll be unboxing all that for you. It is my spare meter, so I thought I'd unbox that so it's original unboxing for you. I have been on it for about 6 or 8 months now, so I'll be able to show you my thoughts towards the end. Of course my sensors run out now, so I'll apply a new one for you as well, and I've got loads of funky stickers and everything to show you. So anyway, let's get on to unboxing. So as you can see, this is my spare one. Oh, they've actually sent me their sensor in there as well. And there we are. So that is the meter. I'll give you a close-up view of it. I don't know if you can see that. But basically, apply sensor, scan sensor, get reading. So it's as simple as that, guys. Basically, you have your sensor on, you just get it. There is also an app on your phone, so you can scan with your phone if you don't want to use the reader, but you just simply scan and it shows you reading. So pretty straightforward. Obviously a lot of people will be asking the simple question, as I did when I first started: how accurate are these things then? How, you know, what sort of, because with every different meter and that you do for strips or whatever, some can read higher on the scale, some can read a lot lower. With this, they did bring out an update which has made things a hell of a lot better, but before that update you'd find you'd apply your sensor and then you'd have moments where it would read absolutely perfect, and then you'd have a good 3 or 4 days or a week where it was like completely out by 3 or 4 whole points and stuff. So that was quite irritating, really. But since I brought the update out, touch wood, it's not actually happened since, and I've had very close readings. There's been many times where I've checked on my EchoCheck mobile and I've then scanned and it showed exactly the same figure. So that's pretty impressive, really. So yeah, it's not too bad now. They've had this update out about a month or two, something like that. But anyway, that is the meter. You get that inside your box. Sorry, wrong way. So what you get is your booklet, or your other leaflets. You also get in the bottom, because it is rechargeable, which personally I quite like that idea. Saves messing around with batteries. I mean, yes, companies supply the batteries free of charge, but if you're like one of them people like me where you just keep forgetting, then you're always having to buy them yourself or find them in the drawer. So having it rechargeable is easier for me. And to be honest, it keeps its charge for a long time. My old one that I have here, I charged that about 2 or 3 weeks ago and it's still going. All I say is there's some tips to do to you know, save you having to charge it as soon, which I'll get into a bit later on. But yeah, so you have your big booklet which states everything in there that you need to know. Your quick start guide. Sorry guys, it's a bit blurred. That basically shows you how to quickly set it up. as you can see. So there we are. And it describes all your what the arrows mean. So I can show you a bit better. Your straight up arrow means basically your glucose is going straight back up. More of an arrow that's going a bit diagonal up means that it's going up, but it's not going up as fast as it would be if it were going, if you had an arrow, sorry, going straight up. And then an arrow that's going to one side means that it's actually changing very slowly. And then with your arrows going diagonally down means it's changing pretty quickly, and then straight down means very fast. So they're what they indicate. They're like your trends. You can also, if you're on insulin, you can also add all that in there. There's also an insulin calculator on this as well. There's also you can add food tags and everything, which is also very handy. So if you're on diet and you're just wanting to log all your bits like that, even if you're on insulin, you're wanting to have bits like that and exercise and stuff, that's all on there. With regards to the insulin calculator, that has to be set up by a healthcare professional. So some people, I get this on prescription, but some people self-fund this because it has just come out a few months ago on prescription. Thankfully, Theresa May, who also wore one, we all kind of went, hey, we want this too, and luckily she brought that out for us. I'll upload a picture of the day I got my sensor on prescription, because it was an amazing day. But yes, obviously some people have to self-fund, in which case, if you are having to do that and you want the insulin calculator on there, you are advised really to go to your specialist or your nurse or whatever, get her to look at it. If she wants to put that on there, then she'll add that on there. It's just a simple code that you need to add. I would give you, I know the code myself, I would give you guys a code, but just simply because of health and safety, I don't want you guys going on there and adding an insulin calculator and then finding that it's not as accurate as your other meter that you used it for, and I don't want anyone getting poorly or anything. So, but yes, let's get it turned on. I'll just put that away, out of the way. So you just click that blue button, normally turns on. This is the point when it's dead. Oh, hang on, we have life. Ooh, it's not very yet focusing very well. Let's take that off. Can we see it? Not really. No, we can't really see it. Can we see it like that? I don't know, I'm doing a very bad job at this. Right, tell you what. Let's see if I can change the camera angle or anything. Sorry guys, this is not very good at all. I don't know if you can see it better like that or not really. No, this is not so good, is it? Sorry guys, I can't really, I'll load some pictures up for you on Facebook. Just type in diastomy, of course. But yeah, it's basically saying to choose your date, so it's the 16th of August today. So press next. Current time, it's asking you to input your time, which I believe is correct at 10:40. Oh no, at 10:45. I'm stupid today. It's 11:51. 11:51. Right. So your target glucose range. Obviously, your healthcare professional will have stated that for you guys. It's an individual thing. So I'm just going to pop mine in. Takes a while to go down. because you have to press all these buttons to do it. Sorry, turn it too far away again. My bad. Okay. Right, so it's going on about your trends on there. Sorry, it's not showing it very well, is it? So it goes on about all that, straight up, rising quickly, going at a diagonals, rising, like that is changing slowly, like that is falling, and that is falling very quickly. So, while using the reader, press the home button to return to home screen. Okay, done. So there we are. We've got to home screen. So it says there's no active sensor yet. I'm sorry, it's not a very good picture for you guys. You can also, as you can see by that bell, you can also set reminders as well, and that can either vibrate or sound and vibrate, depending what you want to do with regards to that in your settings. This is to press to scan your sensor. So for instance, if you've been in your settings or just looking at your logbook and you're still on here, you just press that and it'll scan your sensor. That is your logbook and everything. So you just nearly start again. You nearly go into your logbook and you can check all different things in there. So on there there's your logbook. Let me have a look at my current one so I can tell you exactly what everything is. So you've got your logbook, your daily graph, your average glucose, your daily patterns, your time and target, low glucose events and sensor usage. So for instance, if you wanted to have a look in your logbook, you just nearly click on there and everything will show up. So like on my current one, everything's showing up on there. With regards to your daily graph, you can get your daily graph up. Mine hasn't really got any data on there because I don't really use it enough to show anything up, but it'll show you all on there. Your average glucose, it'll tell you what your average glucose is. Which if I go into, it's not really going to show it. So your average glucose, it just shows it like that in bars. I'm sorry it's not very clear, guys. Your time and target, it'll give you like percent bars. It's not really going to show you anything on there because obviously it's a new one. So I'll go on to mine with my little funky sticker on it. So time and target, it'll say how well you're doing, so it comes up with like little bars and stuff. You can go 7 days, 14 days, you can go 30 days, etc, etc. As well, you can, let's have a look, you can check your sensor usage as well, so it'll tell you how many times you're scanning your sensor and stuff. So yeah, all that's on there. Your sound and vibrate, which is where you can change all them settings on there. Here's your target range, which you can change, control solution test, which I'll run for you now, and reader basics, and system status. So there's everything on there that you might need. Just so you guys know, if you go onto system status, and then you can see 3 little boxes. Sorry, it's not very clear. Oh look, we can see it a bit more if we do it like that, look. So go on to system info. At the top, it'll tell you when your sensor ends, which I thought might be very good for you guys to know, because I always look at that. It's always interesting to know when it ends. It says the days, but it's nice to know exactly what time it ends and stuff. It'll say all your previous sensors on there. So if you have to ring Freestyle because you have a dodgy sensor, which is quite possible, I tend to, out of about 5-6 sensors, I usually get one sensor that's a bit dodgy. Either it comes away from the skin or it's not reading properly or what have you. With this one, this has been a dodgy month, so it's been giving me amazing results when actually I'm not that good. So it can have, sometimes it can do that. For me, it was the first week were fine, and then when I got into the second week, it just didn't work so well. So that's probably why they've actually put a spare sensor in that meter box, actually, because I did ask for a spare replacement sensor for that. Anyway, yes, it has a test strip port as well. I'll show you on this one. So it can take ketone test strips and blood test strips as well, and it also tells you the count of them, which I don't really know why you'd want to know that, but hey ho. But yeah, it's really good because it means you can put your ketone test strips in there and your blood one, so you can combine it from being a sensor meter to a sensor and a blood meter. So that's really good. As well, at the top, that's where it'll say how many days you've got a sensor on for, and how many hours is left or whatever, or for this case it says no active sensor because mine's run out. With regards to your reminders, you just click on that. Bear with, the touch can be a little bit, my touch is not working so well on this little machine at the moment. But yes, they're all your reminders. Sorry guys, it's very do that, would it? Yeah. So you can type in, it can be a daily, it can be once, like a one-off, a timer, anything like that. And then you can set your time. Also, it says glucose. Sorry about that, guys. My Alexa was setting and going off with reminders. Anyway, so you can change that. Click on it. So it says check glucose. It can also say take insulin and other. So there's different reminders. You can, like, reminder tags, if you want to call it that. So that's everything to do with that. I will show you this. This is your control solution you get. There is 2 bottles, as you usually get. One for your high and one for your low. It can be done for both your ketones and your blood test strips. Unfortunately, I don't have any blood test strips to do that on, so it'll have to be a ketone one for now, until I get a hold of some blood ones. So obviously with this meter you get your ketone one's in a purple foil, whereas your blood one comes in like a blue foil. So quite simple to open. Can see what I'm doing. So it'll tell you to do that if you're applying your blood. As you can see, it's saying ketone test, that sort of thing. But that's when you're just putting a test in. With regards to control, just so I can show you what it's like, you go into your settings. Sorry, it's not showing very well, is it? Your settings is like a little, whatever you want to call it, nut thing. And then, can't really see it so well myself on this. It's the bottom one there, the third one down. And then it'll ask you to put in a test strip. So if it's your ketones, it'll automatically register you checking the control for our ketones. And as you can see, it's telling you to apply it on your test strip. So for me, glucose at ketone, that's low 1, that's high 1. So I'm going to try the low reading, just to give you an example. So it'll show you low, and then on this one it's a blue colour and it'll show you high, so you know which one's which. I'm going to do the low one to give you guys an example. So you just do your normal control test as you would in any other meter. Then when it comes up with the butterfly, you just nearly wait. So it can take a few minutes for this process. So it's saying 0.7 is for the control test. So there we are. So right at the bottom you'll get your leaflet inside your box, and right at the bottom it'll say low and high. We don't ever get a medium bottle, so just ignore that, but I've tried with the LO, the low bottle, and as you can see it says the ranges in which that's saying that it's safe within them ranges. So that's 0.4 to 0.8. This is saying 0.7, so that's just in, so that's absolutely fine. Should we do a high one to show you guys? I'll do another one to show you what it's like on the high. So yet again, if you're going and checking for control, go into your settings, press control. And then it'll say apply your control solution. This is when I'm eventually ever get round to opening this up. A bit fiddly to take off all the packaging. So it's best just to give it a bit of a mix inside. So anyway, you do what you'd normally do, pop that on, you'll get it processing. There, so that says it's 4.4. So, put that on. 3.3 to 5.3, so that's absolutely fine. That's way within. So that's all there is to it. You just pull out your test strip as you just saw me doing. So that's how you do a control solution test. So what you can do to save power in your meter is, instead of waiting for it to go off or just pressing the button once and waiting for it to go off, you can just press it once, press it twice, and it goes straight off. So that is a way of me saving my battery, is just simply when I've turned it on, done what I wanted to do, that's the way I save my battery. So that's a very good tip to have. Right, let's clear up this section, ready for application. Put that there. So, anyway, your sensor. It says up here, even better accuracy, new update available. So this is regards to the app. So I have an iPhone XR, sorry. So I will go into I've got like my little diabetes box going on with all my stuff in there. So your app will look like that. So you just go into your Apple or Android store. You just type in Freestyle Libre and it will just come up and it'll ask you to download it. Once you have downloaded it, press into that tab and it'll start to load up. As you can see here, it's saying that my sensor has ended, but all you need to do is just simply apply a new one and scan it with this, but I'll show you how you do that anyway. So if I scan my sensor, it'll tell you that your sensor has ended. So even if you wasn't aware that it was ended at all, then you doing that would tell you so. So let's get this open. I use that as my rubbish box. Put them out of the way. So inside you get your leaflet. It also tells you on there, like it does on your quick start guide, how to apply it. These are your applicator pod things, and you also get in there pre-injection swabs. So pop that in there. So with this, you are advised to check before putting them together, is check that the codes are correct and match up. So this says code J83, also says it on there, code J83, so you have to make sure that these match up first. Freestyle always advise that you put it on the back of the top of your arm. It states this both in the quick start guide and your leaflet, but it just depends by what your healthcare professional recommends for you. My nurse has stated to me, because obviously I've been wearing them so many times in the back of my arms, they were getting a bit scabby and stuff, and I had a little bit of an acne rash going on at one point, so she advised me just to put it in my stomach or my leg. I will be trying different spots out for you, showing you what the accuracy is like. I have had it once before in my stomach, but unfortunately I reacted to a dressing that I put on, so I'm just letting that all settle down and heal. But when I did have that in there, I found that the accuracy was really good actually. I'd say that the accuracy was actually better than the back of my arm. I did have it in my leg once last, I'd say back end of last year, November, October time, and I found that was quite accurate also, but the only trouble is, because they're not very strong on their adhesive, when you're pulling your trousers up or off or getting dressed, whatever, going for a wee, whatever, you find that you end up pulling it off by mistake, and that's not so good, especially if you're having to self-fund these things, or even if you're getting it by your doctor, you might get a telling off. So I will be trying different spots out for you. Today I will be putting it in the back of my left arm, just simply because I don't really bother with my legs. I will do one in my leg for you at a later point, and I will do one in my stomach also, but I'm just letting my stomach settle down from that inflammation and everything. So but yes, you just unscrew that, and you can just see that your actual sensor bit is there. So you just peel this off, and that is where your needle and the rest of the sensor that completes it is in. So what you do is you'll find these little black lines. You need to match them up. So as you can see, sorry, not doing a good job. Match them up. Once it's matched up, should push down. Might be that I'm just not doing it firm enough. There we are. Push it down. Just be a bit firmer with it. And then lift it up, and that's finished with, as you can see. And then that is nearly ready to apply. You can just about see the needle on that. Yeah, it's a little thicker. It's, what to say? It's a similar needle width to a hypo-injection needle, but it's nowhere near as long. As you can see, it's only a short one. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job, am I? This at all. But it's quite thick. I don't think this vlog's really doing it justice. But you're looking at that, you can see at one side that that's where your sensor runs and everything. I must say, tip by the way, I tend to screw that back on while I'm doing that. But anyway, yeah, you think that it's gonna absolutely kill. It actually doesn't hurt that much at all. Sometimes I can feel it a little bit, especially if I'm putting it in my tummy. And then there's times when you really just don't feel it at all. You're expecting it to really hurt, especially when you guys, if some of you haven't got it already, when you see it, you'll know what I mean, and I'm sure those that have it already will understand what I mean. But yeah, it doesn't actually hurt that much. It's rather painless, really. So I wouldn't over worry. For the first few times, especially when I put it in my stomach for the first time, and then almost having a mini panic attack. But there's nothing really to worry about at all. Anyway, so as you would normally, you get these little swabs just to make sure that the area is clean. So they really say the top of the back of your arm, but I'm just going to go a little bit lower. Just simply because I want to make sure this sensor works. Because of course, if you have any blemishes on the back of your arms, or if you've been advised to put it anywhere else, obviously that can affect the sensor going to where it needs to be and affect the readings. So my little tip. So I've had it on just there. I didn't go too high up. But sorry, I'm not doing a good job. But I think I'm gonna go around there. So I don't think that's too blemishy. I'm making up words now. Just trying to feel the, yeah, I think there or around the area should be absolutely fine. So we'll go for there. So all you need to do is just literally push it down. I'm going to count on 3, so 1, 2, 3. Just keep it down for a little bit, make sure it's gone in. Just twist it a little bit and then pull, so you're not accidentally pulling the sensor out. Not that I've done that yet, but I still just twist it anyway to make sure I don't. Sometimes you can have a little bit of bleeding with them. Don't think this is bleeding this time. Or if it is, it's only very slight. I'll put a picture up, not to scare you guys, but when I put this one in, there were actual blood dripping out the centre. but it didn't hurt when I applied it or anything, so I think I always think that if it bleeds a bit, it's really gone to where it needs to be, and it's gone deep enough. But anyway, some people suggest that you use the end of a teaspoon to make sure your sticky edge is stuck down. I just use my finger, just because I'm lazy, but that, for me, I don't always find that comes off from the skin. It's usually a sensor coming off from the sticky pad itself. But as you can see, that's now stuck in. I do have some funky stickers to show you when I find where I've put them. So I order off Diabetic Supply. They are a fantastic company, very generous with their stickers. I'll explain in a minute. They have all sorts of things on there. They have your Diabetic bags and everything, and purses and stuff. It shows one on there actually. It has all your little barrier extender things on there. So basically it is as it says, it is like a little sticky pad that just goes around there and extends that dressing underneath to ensure that it stays stuck down. They have an array of different sensor stickers and extenders for Dexcom or Freestyle. Different actual cases. So with the Freestyle Libre, they have actual cases for it in different colours, which is pretty amazing actually. I might have a little picture to show you. Let's have a look. See if I've got a picture for you guys to show you what I mean. No, I don't. I thought I would do actually. Let's go to the website for you. So anyway, you type in Diabetic Supply and that brings you straight up to the web page, as you can see. You can go on to CGM and pump accessories in your drop down list, and then it says protective cases. So there you are, you have loads of different cases you can choose to go over your Freestyle Libre, and as you can see, they're not too badly priced actually. They're all around $15.99, and there's loads of different colours. I'm actually looking to perhaps buy the pink one, and when I receive that, I will, would you call it an unbox or unpackage it for you to show you what it's like. Many months ago I did have one, not from Diabetic Supply, it was like eBay job and it wasn't very good quality, but Diabetic Supply, I know they're a very good quality company and I expect it to be very good quality. But anyway, I will unpackage it, if you want to call it that, for you when it arrives. I've just purchased loads of stickers there. So I've got a cupcake one. I've also, I mean, they say all different, but basically there's like pink ones, cupcakes, and like a weird, what do you call it, like a weird like little patterny thing. But anyway, they're all cost around £1.29, and then you get charged 75p postage. So I've ordered 3, one of each, as you'll see, which is the cupcake one. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. This is the weird patterny type thing. It's like what you get in them relaxing colouring books, really, isn't it? And also I ordered one of them that's upside down. Yeah, which has got different cactuses on it. But yeah, they are very generous. As you saw, I only ordered one of each, but they give you 2 of each. So I have 2 of them, 2 of the cupcakes, and 2 of this nice little fancy pattern one. So they're very generous in doing that for you, which is really nice of them actually. I still have one left over from my last batch, which I'll show you. Which is some nice skylarks, I think they are, and the little bird cage on there. Sorry it won't focus so well, but yes, there's absolutely loads on there that you can choose, and they're all very nice. Let's have a look, see if it'll device stickers, look. But yes, as you can see, the loads you can choose from. As you can see there as well, you can get meter stickers that go over the front of the meter. So if you're a bit bored with your general black and silver, like I've done, you can get a little sticker to go over the front, which just jazzes it up a little bit, which is very nice to have. These only cost around £2.49 for any sort of sticker style. I think there's also like 75p charge, or about £1 charge for that. I think it's around the same price for your sensor stickers for the postage and packaging, which I think is around 75p. But yeah, as you can see, there's all sorts of different ones. That's mine that I've ordered. But yes, there's all sorts of different ones, so you can put that on the front if you just want to jazz it up a little bit, which I think just makes it a bit less medical. So yes, anyway, so we will choose my sticker, but I'll probably get my husband to put that on for me because they are so fiddly. I advise that you get someone to put it on for you, just because you can never, because it has the little hole in the middle, so you put it over there, and it can be very difficult to align that properly. But I think I'll choose my sticker with you guys, but I think I might go for that one, potentially. If you guys got any suggestions of which one you think's the nicest, then I will put that one on. Right, another little thing I wanted to talk to you about is if you find that you are having problems with the sensor coming away from the actual adhesive, then I actually put a little, what they call clear film dressing over the top of the sensor, which my doctors kindly give me on prescription, bless them. But yes, basically, like this, the different companies do them. This is a Richardson's one, this is a Tegaderm film one, but different companies do them. They're all, I've tried them all, and they're just as good as each other. I'll show you what it's like. So it's like that. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of this today, am I, guys? But yes, it just nearly pulls off like so, and then you can stick that over your sensor. I'm going to temporarily stick that down, because once again I advise that someone else helps you do that, because it's very difficult doing it yourself, especially with that sort of film. It's very easy to mess up because it's so thin. I think the Richardson ones are a bit thicker, but they just easily don't go on very well, so it's always best that you get someone else to do it. Also a recommendation as well, I have some remover spray here. You can get it by all sorts of different companies. I get it naturally for my colostomy anyway, but Coloplast do a very good one. There's Salts that do their very good one. Also, if you go on Diabetic Supply and go down on there, they actually sell them. They sell all sorts of different ones. Let's see if I can get some up to show you actually. There, right at the bottom, if you go on to CGM and pump accessories, right at the bottom it says removal and application. Now, a lot of people say it's always best to get like your barrier wipes and stuff. This is actually a remover wipe by Trio Healthcare. But to be honest, just because I've had a colostomy for so long as well, there is new research that has shown a lot of barrier wipes and films and different applicator sticks and stuff can actually cause more irritation. It can build up over time, and it can cause more irritation and damage than what it's worth you're doing in the first place. So I'm actually I'll try it for you guys if you'd like one day, but I just find that if I'm going to do that and put a sensor, like wipe over with it and then put a sensor in, I'm just nervous that it might actually affect the reading of your sensor, because it does, as it says, it puts a very thin barrier, very thin film layer over the top of your skin, you see. So I don't know if I really advise you doing that or not. You'd have to speak to your healthcare professional. But with regards to the remover wipes or spray, I think the spray is a bit better for you. But that does actually help remove that, because otherwise that can hurt, especially if you've got any additional dressings on there. But as you can see, there's Cavalon on there. There's a Peel. I've used both of them for my colostomy in the past, and they're both good at removing adhesive and also creating a barrier. But I've found that over long periods of time using barrier, I just find it just causes problems, to be honest, and irritation. You can get Lift Plus. So, I mean, on here they are quite expensive, anywhere between $9.49 and $13.99. I'm sure if you spoke to your diabetic nurse or whoever you go to for your diabetes care, I'm sure if you said, would you mind popping that on my prescription, I'm sure they wouldn't mind giving you a one-off bottle, which, to be honest, even when I do my colostomy, it lasts ages, it lasts months. So when you're doing it for a small sensor, it's going to last a while. I keep one, I ordered two every time I order them when I need them. So I order one for my sensor, just for that, and I use one just for my colostomy, and this one's my sensor one, and it's still very full, and I've used it umpteen times, so it does last a long time. As well, I think it was showing on this web page when I was finding that for you. Let's have a look. Adhesive patches, I reckon that's them extenders I was going on about. Yeah, it is. So your adhesive patches, you go into that, and that's when it brings up all your extenders as well. I just didn't know if it might bring up your clear film on there. But your clear film dressing pads, they're only around 39p to buy from your chemist per dressing, so they're very, very cheap. Your doctor might even just prescribe them for you and put them on your prescription, or do it as an acute, as a one-off every time you need them. My doctor does it for me. Basically, she says, don't worry about it, I'll just give you them myself. But yeah, even if you have to self-fund them yourself, the 39p is, I mean, if it does work really well for you, then 39p is nothing, isn't it, into today's world. Now, just to show you removal of this, I'm sorry it's a very long video, but I'm just going to spray that on. You'll find that it's very awkward to do on the back of your arm, but hey ho. I'll put my rubbish in there. I also have my little packets of Adhesive Remover, which comes like a little cloth, which I find is also very good, helping alongside the spray, because any adhesion that's left over is, it's easier to just use that to wipe it off than spraying that onto a tissue or a wipe. So I think we need to spray a bit more. I'm gonna do it that way because it'd be my day. I'll end up getting it in my eye. As you can see, you just keep spraying it. And then it just starts to come off quite easily. So. There we are. Oh, lovely, it's dripping on my leg, all the remover. But yeah, just so I can show you what I mean, that's your clear film. If I can pull it off of that, just to give you an idea. That's your clear film, very thin, stretchy stuff. So, I think it's actually left. This is what I mean. It's actually, because my sensor was coming away from the adhesive dressing that it comes with. And as you can see, that doesn't actually come off. That's very well stuck on. But you always find the problem with these, I'm hoping Freestyle will update this. If you're watching Freestyle, please do something about this. But you'll find that this easily comes off the sensor away from the actual adhesive dressing. So you always find that sticks to your arm really well, but that doesn't stick to that. So, like I said, Freestyle, if you're watching this, please do something about it. From me and every other Freestyle user, it's very annoying. But yes, that is your little sensor. It's just like a little wire. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of showing it you guys. Oh, you can see it a bit better there. But as you can see, it's a little bit bent at the end, so that may be why it wasn't working so well towards the end. Put that in there. I've got loads of them in there. But yeah, and that, because when you applicate it, your needle bobs the sensor in, but your needle comes straight back out and you're just left with your sensor wire. So don't worry, you're not left with a permanent needle in your arm. If anybody's had a cannula, which is a needle that goes in your arm for drips and stuff, it's basically the same sort of thing. You don't get left with a permanent needle in your arm, it's just a little tube. Same sort of thing, but it's a sensor wire. But anyway, as you can see what I'm doing, I'm just using my cloth just to wipe over the area, just to get any adhesive still left over, because you always find that when you put a jumper or a long t-shirt on, you always find that every bit of fluff sticks to it, and then you're there just feeling like a wally. So as you can see, that usually, as you can see, there's a mark from where it's been. That usually takes a few days to disappear, but it does disappear quite quickly. So there you are, and that's the cloth that comes out of them, it's pretty decent. If any of you guys would like a sample of anything like this, I'm more than happy to drop some in the post because I've got loads. And also, if you ring these companies up, I don't know if Coloplast would if you don't have a stoma, but I'm sure like Appeal and different companies like that, if you explain that you have diabetes, you have a sensor or a pump or anything like that, then I'm sure different companies like that will send them out, because I don't think Appeal really specifying colostomy stuff. It's more just for the removers and stuff like that, so it's for all medical dressing, you know, peeling off process. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. So yeah, if you struggle to speak to them guys, I'm more than happy to speak on your behalf, and yeah, basically try and get you one sent out as a sample. But yeah, I've got loads of these, so if you'd like to try some of them, you're more than welcome to. I will just drop them in the post. Just leave your name and address and I'll get some sent off to you. But yes, I think that's pretty much covered everything. I'm just looking at my notes again. But yes, I think I've gone over everything. I will be trying new spots for you at a later stage. So maybe when that one's done in about 2 weeks' time, I will perhaps, hopefully by then my stomach will have more or less healed up, and I might do it on there for you. What I haven't done is set my sensor going. It's because I'm so used to, before the update came out, a little tip was you basically left it on for a few hours or even a day, like 12-13 hours, and then you'd set your sensor going, and that would just give it time to settle into your skin and everything. Basically, now the app has been updated. When you download the app, it'll automatically have the update on there. You meet it, you do have to go on to Freestyle Libre's website. It will say it on there. You click on that, it'll tell you what to do. It'll tell you to plug your meter in via the USB wire you get, and it'll just download it on there. This will need updating, whereas this one has already had it. So, but yes, but since that update's come out, I find that I don't really need to do that anymore. So that's very good actually. It's pretty much accurate straight away. Right, so it'll say on your app, scan new sensor. It'll say, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job, ready to scan. Oh, I'm so used to it being on that arm. You will do that for a few times until you get used to where your new one is. There we are. Sensor can be used in 60 minutes. I think I might have, you're supposed to do it with your meter first, so I probably have messed up somewhere, knowing me. Already in use, yeah. Yeah, don't do what I've just done. That's not advisable. Basically, what you need to do is scan with your meter first. That will then basically set it up on your meter, and then you need to scan by your app. But I've done it other way around because I'm too busy talking and not thinking. So it means I'm going to have 2 weeks where I'm just using the phone because I'm such a wally. But yes, when you do it on there, you have your 60-minute startup time, and then when you do it on there, it's the same thing again. Sorry, it's not really focusing. So yeah, that's absolutely everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, my hair's very wild today. I just literally have just thought I'm just going to have a lazy day. So that's why my hair's wild. I have no makeup on or anything. And I'm in my PJ top. So, that's everything. Any comments, guys? You know, if you'd like some samples, leave your name and your address. And be with you this time next week with another vlog. I will be probably doing some colostomy stuff now, for those who have a colostomy also, or both. I will be looking at caps. I've been irrigating now for about 3 months. So I've been trialling different caps, seeing what they're like and seeing what they're like swimming, and so I'll be showing you them and showing you sharing my thoughts with that. So okay, see you later guys, bye.